Zuma Radio, the original greatest hits, and Dunn Robin's gone from Brave Belt. It's 8 minutes now after 9 o'clock. Welcome to Breakfast Radio. Neil, Sam, Jane, howdy.
Yes, we have a couple of lovebirds in here. Not in real life, I heard, because I've already asked. But
Really?
the stars of Anastasia, Taylor and Jake.
Oh, yeah. I can see the chemistry in the room explains a lot why you were so amazing together last night at the Ed Mirvish Theatre.
Okay, but here's the inside scoop.
Yes.
So they're not seeing each other, but go ahead, Taylor. Tell us who you are seeing.
Yes, I am actually dating the guy who plays Gleb, Jason Michael Evans. He wasn't on last night, but he's remarkable.
And which part does he play?
He plays the villain, the antagonist.
Okay.
The soldier who has to find Anastasia. I won't give away everything. So bravo.
Oh, thank you.
It was a great night last night. She's like my new superhero.
Yes, she's pretty incredible. I mean, you don't see that type of strong young woman in every single musical nowadays, and she's really bright, rebellious, and speaks her mind, and I think that's what we need nowadays to see on stage.
Yeah, I
For-
agree.
For people who didn't have the benefit of, for example, with Sam and Jane going last night, if they haven't seen the show yet, maybe they're hearing about Anastasia for the first time. What is Anastasia? Talk to me about what this is about.
It tells the story of a young woman who's trying to find her place in the world and ultimately who she is. And she comes across two con men on the way.
Jake's like, hey, how you doing?
That's
right.
And you know, Anya really, now that I think about it, every man she encounters on the way in her journey, she changes them.
Yes.
Rather than them changing her.
Right.
Which is funny because, you know, they want her to go along with their plan, and she does. But I think she truly changes them for the better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's as much as it's Anya's journey, it's also Dmitry's journey and Vlad's journey, and she teaches us so much about our place and who we truly are, and it's a beautiful thing.
Taylor, I really enjoyed the historical aspect of the production. Tell us about that, when it's set and what's happening at that time.
So it starts out, it spans many years. It starts out in 1907, and then it goes to 10 years later, and then it goes to 10 years after that.
In Russia.
In Russia. And then it later goes to Paris. So
In Act 2.
there's a lot happening at that time without giving too much away.
Yeah.
But it really it dives into the history, which if you've seen the animated movie, our story gives us a more realistic take on it, and it really dives you into the historical aspect of it.
Yeah, I felt that.
And is it true historical fiction? Is the Romanov family a thing?
Yes.
Forgive me for not knowing. Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't
No,
know.
it's-
Okay.
Yes.
And it's interesting because we were sitting next to a grandmother who had her two grandchildren with her. They were teenagers, but they loved the story. They've seen the animated version. So I don't want to compare it to Snow White or any other Disney, film or Disney show or story. But it does cast the female as the superhero.
Yes.
And it's interesting because she doesn't even realize she's that, right? She's just really trying to find her way back to,
Yeah, Anya is not your typical princess. She has all the qualities. She's kind, she's brave, she's loyal, she's smart. She's the perfect example for young women or women of any ages or even men, all people. She's definitely not your typical Disney princess. Not that there's anything wrong with them; they're wonderful too. But she was a real princess. So it's an honor getting to tell her story and explain her legacy across the country.
It's interesting that you bring up Disney Princess because now you hear someone talk about a production where the young woman is the hero rather than the young woman waiting to be rescued by the male.
Right.
People start talking about Frozen, right? And things like that. So
Love
I
Frozen.
I immediately made that leap. But people were talking about Frozen like it was a revolutionary idea to have the superhero young woman character, where I can point my 15-year-old daughter to this, if I'm correct, and go, no, this idea has been around for a long time. So my 15-year-old can come to this, and she's going to love it, right?
Yeah, and that's what we love to say is that, our story is relevant and, really great for any age, old to young. And so that's why it's like it can capture any audience member. And yeah, I think that's the interesting thing is that, it was originally a 20th Century Fox film. So it sort of is a little, atypical Disney, and it really steps outside the box for that.
What's great, too, about this production, and we're speaking with Taylor Quick and Jake Levy from Anastasia at the Ed Mirvish Theatre, is the way the set is dressed. The video, or however they're casting the video on the back of the stage, takes you almost like into an animated production.
Yes, it's unreal. I remember the first time I saw it in rehearsals, or really tech rehearsals when we got to the first theater, I just was in awe. Because I've never seen anything like it, especially without giving too much away. The cherry blossom scene. I mean, it's unreal. But our video projections are designed by Aaron Ryan, and he's amazing. He's the best. Yeah.
Mirvish never disappoints. This one is phenomenal. It's really, really good.
And just how did you feel about the audience? Because I know different cities produce different audiences, and we're different maybe in Canada or maybe even in Toronto that you are in different cities across the country. So how were we last night? We know how you were. How were we?
Fantastic.
Did we receive you well?
Yes. No, I mean it's interesting traveling city to city, but here in Toronto it's been wonderful, and these it's a very theater appreciative city, so that's they've been great.
Excellent.
If you want to catch Anastasia, it's on at the Ed Mirvish Theatre until January the 12th. So you got a little bit of time, not a ton of time to go and see it, but you can grab your tickets at mirvish.com. And yeah, if
Christmas
especially-
present.
Yeah.
Christmas
Right,
present.
exactly.
Yes.
Like this is going to be one of those things. Like I'm thinking now, 15-year-old daughter, and Christmas present.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yes.
Thank you both for making time for us this morning. It's good to see
Thank
you.
you for having
Thank you for
us.
having us.
Yay!
As I always say when someone says that, thank you for being had. Toronto traffic time here at 9:15. Let's touch base, see what's going on with Stefan.
Good morning, folks. Multiple issues on the go. Eastbound Eglinton on-ramp to the northbound